Development of drones has changed so much over the last 2 decades, especially since that turning point on 9/11 in 2001 when we had those terrorist attacks on the United States. It was in those moments in that post 9/11 era with the startup of the war on terror that the administration of President George W. Bush decided to utilize drones to try and hunt down and track those perpetrators and planners of the attacks itself. And so it's no surprise to realize that the first ever armed drone attack took place on October 7th, 2001. And that was with an armed Predator drone, what we call a medium altitude long endurance system. One of the things that you might think of if you close your eyes and someone wants to say the word drone, well, it's one of these large fixed wing systems that fly at about 40,000 feet and can fly for 40 hours at a time, and they're armed with Hellfire missiles. They're the sort of things that came to define the global war on terror, and they only increased in use over that period, especially during the Obama administration. Now, how has that changed since that period in time? Well, as we started to move towards the 2020s, we saw that a lot of nation states wanted to learn from America's successes in deploying these novel robotic systems, and so they started to acquire these systems themselves. Some of them weren't able to buy them from the United States, and so they started their own local indigenous industrial base to make it work, such as Turkey, who now sell drones around the world, or China, who were able to innovate with their own designs and also borrow some from other nation states to create incredibly similar looking systems to the Predators and the Reapers that the United States used. But we saw this global proliferation taking place. So back, let's say, in 2010, when we really started to see the early days of drone proliferation, we had around 60 nations that were developing a drone program. Today, we have 118 different nation states that have acquired military drone technologies. But now they're not just those incredibly large systems. They're also one-way attack drones that have around a 3-meter wingspan and can travel around 2,000 kilometers, like the Shahed 136s developed by Iran and utilized by Russia against Ukraine. And then those smaller quadcopter systems that are used for tactical battlefield use, some of which have been purchased from major commercial drone manufacturers and then weaponized, or others that have been built specifically for battlefield use.